So I'm going to be multitasking today. I'm doing my hair at the same time giving a report of my 30-day challenge that I just finished yesterday. If you don't know, if you don't know my trial, you cannot appreciate my joy. Okay? When life has given you bumps, hittings, and you've been programmed to think you can't do something, and then suddenly your spirit and your soul decide, let's find out if it's true. I promise you, they push your body to do what you don't know that you can do, and you find yourself doing things that, you know, that seemed impossible, breaking belief system, pushing barriers, attaining greater heights. And that is what I want to talk about for me during my work challenge. First of all, here I am. My name is Dorcas Glader. I am the host of CHITCHAT with Dorcas, the only African in Ecuador. No, not the only African, the only Congolese in Ecuador. This is Dorcas of Dorcas Diaries. Am I repeating myself? Okay. Today, I'm going to tell you about something very interesting. So, let me give you a background, right? Let's start from the beginning. Walking was not actually the goal of the challenge. It was the joy of walking that I had lost. So in my family, we used to walk. It's not a big deal for us. My mom literally raised us up to walk to distances, to places, go on just strolls, or go to the corner shop or go to the nearby market. And it's something she used to do with my dad. And as we grew up, she would walk with us to church or from church. We just walked around, which she loved to walk. And so we were, the habit was inculcated in us. So I was looking for my comb to walk also. So when we became teenagers, she would, take either my sister one day and myself another day. It was sort of her way of getting to have a one-on-one time with her girls, her teenage girls. And some days we'll go with my two other siblings who came a bit later in life. And then I got married to a man also who loves to walk. Like he walks religiously from a doctor's advice. And so when I met him when we were dating, we also used to go for strolling because, we just wanted that alone time. And in my time, we didn't have a lot of free parks, especially in the town where I came from. So it was either you went to a restaurant, most times it was usually restaurants or an ice cream parlor or something, an ice cream parlor, So the habit continued with me into my adulthood. I would go to the market and then I'll take a bus coming back or a bike or whatever the case may be. But um, I think after the death of my parents, and especially after the death of my mom, it became something that I had lost joy in. So when I gained weight the first time around in my early 30s, I took to jogging and I used to jog early in the morning. I'll leave home by 5:30 and go. Now when we came here, the same thing that depression life happened and I just noticed I wasn't enjoying walking anymore. So I think when I moved to a new neighborhood, I was much, much cleaner, much calmer. I started running and I stopped, So, like I said, the hobby and I, we used to go for walks, but most times he does walk for fitness purposes. So we don't go as often as we would like to go together. So in December, he invites me on one of those walks and I know that, okay, he's going to slow down his speed and then we can chat. We have our sports, like our sports where we sit down and take a break, people watch, and then continue. So that day, I don't know, something just dropped in my spirit and said, how about you take a challenge, walk for January, like in the new year? I said, okay. So I just determined that in myself. And the new year met me at a friend's place and I went for a walk on New Year's Day. We went to bed 2 a.m. thereabout. As soon as I found out the key, I opened the door and I went for my walk. That was the beginning of my walk challenge for the year 2025, and I discovered so many things. Now, the first thing I discovered was even though I had grown to think of myself as not being a morning person, I still love the sun. the morning sun, I mean. And even though I don't like waking up that early, but I love to watch the sunrise. I enjoyed the walk challenge most mornings when I was able to leave home by 6, you know, 6:30, and see the street lights go off one by one. It's kind of magical, if you see the pictures, you know, the world getting accustomed to natural daylight or sunlight, and the artificial lights go away. And another thing I observed was I like me time. I enjoyed walking by myself. I enjoyed the quiet of the morning before there were too many buses. And if I didn't have that, I would walk in the residential areas where there were no vehicles passing. And so I realized I still love quiet. More than ever before, I appreciate some quiet time, by myself, outside of the house. And, it helped me to meditate. Formerly, in my former country where I lived, I used to listen to the radio. But here in Ecuador, I'm not just used to listening to the news in Spanish. It's too fast for me. So I will just play gospel music and meditate, or I'll go with a podcast after my meditation. I'll listen to a podcast, or I'll listen to an English story just to keep me um, familiarized with English language. Talking of English language, that was the next thing I discovered. I don't do a lot of vlogs. I did some vlogs mid 2024, but I came to realize during the month of January that I'm losing the command of English language. I don't speak the Queen's English the way I used to speak it when I was younger. And I think it's because I'm learning a different language. I speak four Romance language. Four? Three. I speak three Romance languages. So that my brain is more accustomed to the rules of those languages, and I'm losing a hold of English grammar rules. I noticed I was using wrong adjectives, wrong prepositions, especially sometimes wrong tenses. Those little grammatical rules are beginning to slip by. And it was interesting to note because I will have to speak every morning recording. You know, I'm going to put the last 3 days. I have a blog on it, and I'm going to put it at the end of the video so you can watch. But that was another thing. So that was the intellectual challenge I discovered that I'm having now with my language acquisition skills, and that I'm getting more, my brain rather is more familiarized with the other languages. So the second and third languages I've acquired, especially Spanish, is becoming more familiar to me, their structure, the expressions, and English is becoming a bit strange. So I need to work on that. And number 3 or number 4, right? Yeah, number 4. What I noticed is my cravings left me. And I'll tell you why. My cravings left me because what I used to do during those 30 days was I would come back home and I would immediately make myself breakfast after bathing and my cool down exercises. I would make breakfast, at least a smoothie. And I think eating earlier on in the day made me have less cravings for the rest of the day. So I'll eat, and then I'll have lunch, and then I'll have supper, and I didn't have that cravings. So it really helped. I really noticed that it had a good effect on my menstrual cycle as a woman. And then number 5, or number 5, right? I lost count. The biggest one, and not the least, the biggest benefit of the work challenge for me was that I slept better. Last year, insomnia was a curse on me. I would just say that way. I could not even perceive the smell of coffee, and that would be a sleepless night for me. That it didn't matter if I took it how many hours, maybe by 9 or whatever. I just had coffee, or for any given reason. If I had a nap or anything, I struggled. I struggled to sleep last year. I had anxiety, and insomnia plagued me to the point where my doctor, at a point in time, didn't know what else to give me, and I was undergoing some treatment. She just gave me sleeping pills, and she told me, you know what, break them into 4. Don't take everything, break them into 4. I'm like, no, no, no. I don't want to get dependent on sleeping pills. So I didn't take them. I tried to take them, but I would wake up feeling drowsy and want to spend the whole day in bed, and I didn't like that. So I left that. But that was my biggest win this month. I slept. I could have siesta. I could have a nap after coming back after breakfast, and I'll still have my 6 hours sleep. I say 6 hours because having slept when I came back after breakfast, a little nap in the afternoon, I would go to bed, say 11, and I found myself waking up by quarter to 6 to go out again for to walk the next morning. So, but I was fine. I was fine because I knew that I would rest here and there during the day. By the third week, I didn't even need to nap anymore. I didn't need to nap. I would go to bed 8, 9, and I'll be asleep by 10:30. I wouldn't even. I think the last time I'll look at my wristwatch or the clock or the time on my phone, it will just be to 10, and the next thing I will realize I had slept off. That was the biggest gain for me um, for this workout challenge. Yeah. Physically, I would say I think because I slept well, my skin, I didn't have a lot of pimples. I didn't even have pimples. Normally I used to have one or two pimples shoot out during. Come to think of it, now that I'm thinking of the benefits, this month I didn't have a premenstrual pimple. Nada. Yeah, I didn't have pimples this month. I did not have pimples this month. Wow. Wow. Because I just noticed that during the challenge for the whole, my skin was looking better. The bags under my eye cleared. So, but now that I'm recording, I realize I didn't have those. Wow, okay. So that was that. And another physical thing was my legs were toned up a little bit. I could see some fat recomposition. My glutes were toned, my calves were toned. I felt stronger. I really felt this thing, a lot of change in the body. That's the best I can say because I'm not going to the clinic this year, so I don't know how much I weighed at the beginning of the challenge. Neither do I know how much I'm weighing right now. Today is the 1st of February. And normally I take weight in town because we still have those men who go around with digital skills and charge people to take their weight. I've not been fortunate to meet any of them through the month of January. So I don't know, but I have seen my clothes fit better. So I know that I've lost some weight. But most of all, it is that my body's toned. You can see even my arm, you know, it's looking more toned. I don't, if I took it off, I've been seeing some better toning. I've been seeing good change in I feel literally, I've been telling myself, I feel like a cake that is melting because I'm losing fat in so many areas. I didn't even know that I had to lose fat. So I know that I've lost weight, and that is very, very encouraging. Basically, for cardio this month, or last month rather, walking was the only cardio exercise I did, and it really helped. It really, really helped. What was the goal? The goal was actually to see if I could do that on a consistent level because I've always been a procrastinator. One, two, I wanted to see if what the doctor said. One of the doctors was saying that if we get in touch with the morning sunlight, so between 6 and 10, and in the evening if you can go out for a walk again between 5 before dusk, that helps to realign our circadian clocks in our bodies and helps us to begin to produce melanin, which is the hormone that is responsible for sleep in a natural way. And so that did it for me. I can confirm that being one with nature does help us psychologically and physically because throughout the month I was in a much better mood. I slept well. So um, I think I'm going to listen more to my doctor. Yeah, I'm going to listen more to the doctor. So that's all I have to report for this video. I just finished applying the aloe vera down to my scalp, to my roots, and I'm going to it's on, and I'm just going to put my hair to steam it for I think for 20 minutes. I'm gonna steam it for 20 minutes and then I'll rinse it out. I don't shampoo my hair every time. I just do this. I think I shampoo now because the hair is grown a little bit longer. I shampoo say twice a month. That's all I do. So first detangling. This is all that I got. So yeah guys, those were the discoveries I made during my 30-day challenge. The only downside I can say for now was that it was mentally challenging. Yeah, that was mentally challenging. So I didn't study as hard. I couldn't study as hard as I wanted to in the month of January. Yeah, so that's the whole chit chat episode today with Dorcas on the benefits of walking every day if you can. It doesn't have to be for an hour. Yeah, another thing I wanted to say, I walked for most times I started out walking for an hour, and by the end of the month I was walking for an hour and a half because I was able to go for from 5 kilometers to 8 kilometers. I'm going to put the video, I'm going to put the video after this. So if you're interested in the last 3 days, enjoy the video. Otherwise, I'll see you next time, probably on another chit chat or on another hair video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. I'm bypassing the park today so that I'll walk just on the streets of my neighborhood. So this is street number 3 from my house. I may be coming up or down this road. Final word, your word is here and amen. Dependable God. Oh, da 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 da. Mm, So this is the border wall with my neighborhood, and the neighborhood I always go to. It's not far. This begins Mapasinge, this begins Los Sabos, and this is Mapasinge. So I'm gonna walk this road down. I'm gonna walk in my neighborhood today. As I'll come to the end of my 30-day challenge. Today is the 29th day of January and the 29th day of my challenge. So a happy morning to everybody, if it's still morning wherever you are on this green earth. Okay, top of the day to you anyhow. Alrighty. Final word, your word is here and amen. Dependable God, you have the final word, final word, final word, your word is here and amen. Dependable God, you have the final word, final word, final word, your word is here and amen. Dependable God. So over there is the gate that separates the two neighborhoods, It's open by 6 in the morning, so this is our own neighborhood. I'm going this way. We have made progress. I said it. This has to be delivered before election day. They've come this far. This is good. This is good. This is good. Hatamilele, hatamilele, hatamilele. And up we go. Up we go. Having a street cleaner is having his breakfast for us all. Yeah, one got to eat. Oh dear. Yeah, businesses are opening now. Life is coming out. People are waking up. The bakers are already open. I think they're the only ones who open before 6 because the kids have to have breakfast before going to school. Here we walk to school. You can see the kids there. It's not like in Los Sabos where they have the luxury school buses or the parents go and drop them when they want to. The children walk to school here, pockets, so they wake up quite early. Look at them. have to slow down here. There's a lot of traffic. See that they're carrying 2 knapsacks. It's something I couldn't understand here when I came to Ecuador. You see grown-up kids, 12 years, 11 years, like that one. His mom is still carrying his bag. Okay, this one is carrying his own bag by himself, but kids that age, you find some parents, they still carry their knapsacks for them to school. There's the school. There's the school. School starts early here, eh? The morning session starts by 7, and I think this should be for the kindergarten. People are selling food stuff for the kids, snacks. There's the school gate there. That's our school, public schools. This is what they look like in Ecuador. Yeah, this is where they have not sent their kids to school. It's very busy. It's divided in morning sessions, so the classes will start by 7, and then the afternoon session will start by 1 o'clock. Yeah, this is what happens when a school is situated right in a residential area. Traffic. Apparently they would take their kids like this because those days when we were still trying to get some law and order in Ecuador, the drug traffickers used to wait for the older kids by the gate. So it became a tradition for parents to take their kids to school themselves to make sure that those drug traffickers don't get them. Otherwise they force them to sell drugs right in the school compound, but that has stopped. And this is another factory nearby. I think they deal with raw food here. You can see a freezer. There are many trucks here waiting for deliveries to be made and dispatches, and more kids are going to school with their parents. That guy that just passed me is my plantain seller. He sells me plantain. I think he's taking his younger sister to school. Neighbor. At the end of the other street. Whew. Wow. That's the dome in the park. And I'm going to the next street. Hi. I'm climbing up. Up. I'm going down. Oh dear God. We're going down. Ooh, all right. I'm taking the last street, which is another major road, and what is also past here, so I'm not going to cover a lot. That's a very old house over there. Okay. I love what they did with this space. It used to be a dead space, but they put in a park for children because there were a lot of drug dealers always hanging around here. So the municipality reclaimed the land and made a park for the kids to attach to the other one that's behind them. There's a park behind, that's the old park, and they added this one to it. Last weekend I saw some kids celebrating their birthday here. Cool. It's nice. So this is our busy road. You have grocers, a lot of restaurants, you know. There's a grocery shop there. Selling the juice for breakfast in the morning, vegetables, those are bananas. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, those are fruits. Eggs and vegetables. Yeah, if you don't want to go to the market, you shop here. There are many of them in the corners on the street. It's usually run by the natives. This is our version of I'ma put street food for breakfast. Yeah, it's owned by a black Ecuadorian, another for Ecuadorian. Yeah, you have a lot of these before they own restaurant buildings. They sell like that. That's another grocer's again. This one is my customer, right by a Chinese restaurant. Our shifas, they sell Chinese food. Very close to my house. It is September, April, June, and November. All the rest has 31 days, except February alone, which has 28 days and 29 days in a leap year. It's day 30! Yeah, I've worked for 30 days. 30 good days since New Year. I've been walking, baby. I've been walking. And I'm left with one more day. That one more day is Jarasha. Just for the 31 days of January. So I'm finishing my challenge tomorrow. Woo! Oh my goodness. The experiences, the joy, the beauty. Hallelujah. Good morning. Hello. Top of the day to you. The most prettiest house on the street. Yeah, taking my last walk on this road for the month of January. I don't know when last I'll be. When next, I mean, I'll be going on a walk, if ever.
Sport walking is over. You have walked 6.439 kilometers in 78 minutes.
Good morning. Final day. We've made it to the final day of the workout. I'm just working for the last day. That's our Football Association of Ecuador. It's a beautiful morning. I chose to go uphill today to end the walk. Yeah, I wanted to go uphill and receive the sun from above. Actually, when I moved into the north part of the city, this was one of the first places Obi and I discovered, you know, places that look like home, that had some resemblance of African architecture. Yeah, so I thought I was going to go uphill. Ooh, 31 days of walking. It's something you look and you think you can do, but then when your spirit, soul, and body is in agreement, then there is nothing that you cannot achieve. Personally, for me, that's the three that needs to come in agreement. When Jesus says, when two or three shall agree concerning anything, yeah, your heart needs to agree with your spirit, and your spirit needs to agree with your body. Once you can get that, it's there for your body to move to bring it into action. It's a very mountainous neighborhood. You can see the cars are coming up. Look at the house over there on the hill. I'm going up this way. They're growing these trees in the pots before they put them in the roads. Ooh. Fire of the Lord. And the view downward is spectacular. Look at that, look at that. And this is why I come up here. The view down the hill. That group out there is where the have-nots are. And this side is the city where we have more colorful buildings, cleaner roads, better amenities. You can tell the difference. For some reason, these places remind me of this particular area, actually, with these buildings reminds me of Garki in Abuja. If you are from Nigeria, you will know what I'm talking about. It's a part of the Federal Capital Territory. You know, if you lived in that part of the city, you know what I'm talking about. It reminds me of Garki area 3, where my aunt used to stay. The flats used to look something like this, you know, government quarters for their staff, something like this. Yeah, it just reminds me of it, you know. But I think these are estates. Yeah, but it reminded me of Gerki for some reason. The structure, more especially the structure, yeah. So this is where I bring my walk to an end for the year 2025. I'm not sure I'm going to do another walking challenge again this year, but I will be incorporating walking. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a rest for the month of February, and then I'll start walking maybe thrice a week and probably do 10 kilometers 3 times a week. So that's the plan, because at the end of 30 days I've been walking I started with 5 kilometers and now I can walk for 8 kilometers. Yeah, so going forward I think 10 kilometers is going to be the bar, going to be the standard for my daily walks. Thank you for watching, thank you for following Kenny Fat, thank you very much for your support, Tosin, and the rest of you who have been following me on Facebook and Instagram. God bless you. I appreciate the support, the moral support, and I'll see you next time. I just came from up that street there. That's where I came from. I'm doing a U-turn and continuing on my walk. English is giving me wahala these days. All right, bye-bye. Love is. See you in another vlog. Bye-bye.